up, my poker peeps? It's the Hatter, and welcome to vlog number 10. This one, I'm gonna show y'all some scenes here in just a second about my small town, and then I'll get into people that inspired me not only to start playing poker, but also to get to this point where I'm on vlog number 10. So let me show you some sights and scenes of my little small town real quick, and then I'll be right back at you. Time to go see if anyone loves the Hatter. This is my huge post office. Yep, that's all of it, y'all. That's our box. This thing's gonna be packed. Everybody loves the Hatter. All right, I take it back. No one loves the Hatter. But anyways, this is my post office in my little small town. Got us a little Circle K. Of course, our one caution light. That's it, y'all. All right, so as you can see, especially from my post office, man, there's just really not much to my small town. So it ain't like I live in Vegas and I get to meet a whole bunch of poker players and got to learn and get inspired that way. I got local buddies that played back in the day. So the first reason I got into it, like a lot of people in my generation, was Chris MoneyMaker, the first official poker boom. That's when I started getting into it. And yeah, I played on Full Tilt, Party Poker, Poker Stars, all those back in the day before Black Friday. So the very first thing was Chris MoneyMaker, which is kind of crazy because I just watched a documentary called Above the Felt. You can check it out on YouTube also. Great little documentary, and it's actually got a few people that I'm going to talk about that helped inspire me to get to this point in it. But when I was at the World Series about 3-4 weeks ago, I saw Chris MoneyMaker. Now, I will say, after watching Above the Felt, one thing I picked up from him is he's a simple guy and he kind of likes his privacy. So as you can see by this photo, I went to get on the monorail at MGM Grand to go down to Horseshoe to the World Series one day. And when I walked up on the platform, I saw a guy, and like I looked at him, and y'all know who it is by the photo. It's Chris MoneyMaker. And I mean, he's just, look at him. He's just chilling, probably catch the monorail like an average Joe. I was so taken back. I saw him, and I was about to go speak to him, but I remember the documentary, and I wanted to respect his space. And I mean, he's probably focused on big tournaments, and the last thing you want is some fanboy like me running up there and messing with him. So I did get the photo just because I wanted to show my buddies how cool it was that he's just the average Joe just like us and catching the monorail like we do. So if Chris MoneyMaker ever sees this, man, you inspired a lot of poker players. I know you know that, but yeah, I really wanted to come up and talk to you, but I can respect your privacy, and I feel like you're just a simple guy like me, and even though I'm a little bit more social, y'all see me, y'all come talk to me because I love to talk to people. So Chris would be the first one I want to shout out that kind of influenced me and got me in poker. And after that, I played for a while when Black Friday came. I mean, it shut down all the online options. So like a lot of y'all, I mean, that left a void. And like I said, there wasn't a lot of options, especially in Florida at that time. Like pretty much limit was all there was, and I didn't like limit poker. So it was hard to find games. I mean, we had like a local game we did for a little bit, and I was good. I was naturally decent at the game, so I was beating a lot of the other people, but it was more just a social game. It wasn't really playing for serious. So then I started about 10 years later, fast forward, I started playing a little bit more, but life was busy then, you know. At that time I was meeting my wife and all that. So then once again I took a break from the game. And then I saw the Trooper vlog. And I know I've talked about Trooper in my vlogs before, but Trooper was the first person that, like, I saw a poker vlog on YouTube, and he had been to like Biloxi, and Biloxi's a place that when I went on vacation out there a couple times I played. So I was able to connect with that. And then I started watching Trooper's daily vlogs. And the thing I want to talk about his vlog and why he inspired me is his is not just hand review, hand review, hand review, hand review, which, don't get me wrong, I love vlogs like that, and I'll get to those in just a minute. But I liked how he just told his life story, and it was a great way, because I loved Vegas so much, was a great way for me to learn about Vegas and see Vegas. And also, when I did make it to Trooper Thursday, which I've played in a couple of times, he was just an average Joe like me, which meant a lot to me that, like, hey, I could do what he does maybe, you know, if I took the time. And that's why I started, because I feel like, you know, if enough people was able to want to watch him, maybe y'all would want to watch me too. So shout out to Trooper again. Like I said, I talked about him in another vlog. Just a great guy, and definitely the OG from everything I've seen, and was the OG for me. So from there, I'm gonna go on to the people that everybody knows. It wasn't long after the Trooper thing, maybe like 3-6 months, I ran into Andrew Neeme's vlogs on YouTube. And when I first started watching them, I was like, man, what is this dude talking about? Like, I thought I was a good poker player. And he was probably the first person that I came across and that was putting his thought processes out there and breaking down hands. Like, being in a small town, you know, I didn't know about all these other options out there. I just didn't. I didn't know about the 2+2 forum and all this stuff. I didn't know about all this stuff. So when I came across him, I started to like talk to some of my friends that did enjoy poker as much as me, and like I like got obsessed with it. Like I've probably seen every Andrew Neeme vlog, and then of course it spun into, through the Andrew Neeme vlog, I came across the Brad Owen vlogs, and then I got to see his thought process, and like I just became obsessed with watching them, and that's when my game started to really improve, and the light bulb went off after a while that I was a terrible poker player, and these guys are playing pretty much chess, and I'm out here playing checkers, and that's why I don't understand when I'm winning and losing, why I'm winning and losing. I didn't understand none of that. I just thought it was bad luck some days, and some days was good luck, and I thought the poker gods didn't like me. So when I came across them, that's when like the light bulb really started to go off. Like, okay, I need to get a lot better. So to them two guys, I mean, I know a lot of people look at them. They're the gold standard when it comes to both poker vlogging, and they, like I said, I said I'd come back to this. When it comes to hand reviews and talking hands, I mean, it's hard to beat them two. It really is. You got other big name players that might be at a higher level, but for an average guy like me that's wanting to play low to mid stakes, you know, the 1-2, 1-3, 2-5, they're definitely the go-to when it comes to vloggers, I think. And I mean, both of them was in Vegas playing, and I love Vegas, so they were a huge inspiration to me. So if either one of them see that, thank you both. Like I said, I've been subscribed and watched pretty much every vlog y'all put out, and I appreciate it because y'all pretty much gave me free training. So thank you very much. And then the next one I'm gonna go to is a little different. DGAF, he had a podcast called Sessions, and I went through a time where, again, I went into like kind of like a lull of playing poker because I had a lot going on in life, like most people do. And when I came across his podcast Sessions on Spotify, was the first place I came across it, and I started listening to it. And his wasn't really about poker, hand reviews or nothing. He was telling his story, and from the very first episode I heard, like I was just totally like engulfed in this man's story and how he went to the top of the mountain and then life knocked him back down, and now he's starting to come back up. And from the first time I started listening to his podcast Sessions and the spew train and all this, and just hearing him talk about his day-to-day life, like I was able to connect with it and be like, all right. So, because I think you get so caught up in watching these people that you don't understand that they're real people just like you. They have all the same problems you do. They got issues, you know, they're battling the struggles of life too. Now, some of them are a little more, got a couple less different issues than maybe someone like me have, but we all have issues, we all have struggles, and then sometimes it's hard to focus on that. So when I came across his podcast, that was before he became, you know, got on Hustler Live as Max Payne Monday and become one of the lead announcers for the show. So it was really cool to get in early and watch his journey up through all that. And I'm definitely part of his poker community, and every time I go there and I ask a question or anything, or when I put out a vlog, he's always there to you know, like it on Twitter or make a comment, and like that means a lot, because that dude in my eyes is big time. Like he's on Hustler Live. I mean, one of the hottest shows going, but he'll take the time. Like the few times I've sent him a question, like he's quick to respond, and you know, like all my material I put out. So that means a lot. So if you don't know about DGAF, like I said, he's an announcer on Hustler Live. He plays on Max Payne Mondays. His name's Billy. I didn't know what his name was. All I knew him as DGF for a long time. And if you've not listened to Sessions, he says it's the last season of it. Go listen. There's 6 seasons of the podcast Sessions, and it is definitely awesome. I loved every bit of the podcast. Because like I said, it was about telling a story, and that's sort of what I want my vlog to be, is me telling my story as just an average Joe, likes to have fun. As you watch this vlog, I'm gonna start to introduce more of my friends, and I have the wildest cast of characters of friends you will ever meet. And probably, hey look, there's a black cat. I hope that's not bad luck in the background. But you'll get to meet a lot of my friends and see my story. I know a little bit when I was in Vegas, you met a couple of the guys I just met through the poker community, but I have friends in real life that are crazy too. And I'm gonna show that, because I think some of the vlogs is all about one person, and I want my vlog to be sort of about me, my crazy friends, my crazy life, and just the poker community, and trying to make poker definitely a way to at least pay for my trips more and more and more, because there's a lot I want to do in life, and my 9 to 5 ain't gonna get me there. I understand that. Like, it'll get me to retirement, but maybe poker and vlogging and just bringing y'all along for the journey, maybe y'all enjoyed it enough to keep watching. So, and the last person I want to bring up as one of my big influences is Jaman Burton, the Drawing Dead vlog. Now, as I said, like when I was at the World Series, I saw Phil Hellmuth, Phil Ivey, Daniel Negreanu, all these people. And I'm not someone that's like, oh, I want to run up to get a picture with them, or I want to go up and introduce myself and meet them. One person that I think I would be fanboyish of is Jaman Burton. The reason is, to me, Jaman Burton's vlogs are amazing. When it comes to editing and just how I like how he adds a little bit of cartoonish and comedy a little bit, and he's quick-witted, and that is one person that maybe one day, if I can get my YouTube big enough, that would be one guy I would want to meet, sit down, have a drink with, and just pick his brain, because his vlog, The Drawing Dead, is awesome. That is a vlog where, yes, he goes over some hands, but it's just entertaining to me. Like, that's what I wish I could get my vlog to be. So that is someone, yes, I'm a little fanboyish of, is Jaman Burton. Another person, I've seen every one of his vlogs, and I remember when before he moved out to Vegas, he was in KC, Missouri, and he was, this lady looked at me saying, why is this dude talking to a camera? Anyways, was someone that I really enjoyed, and one of the first things I thought was his bankroll challenge, and that got me motivated to do one back in the day and kind of help build my bankroll. And now I can go play comfortably, and if I lose, it doesn't hurt as much, which is nice, because back in the day when I would go with like $200-300, like when I lost it, I was sick. But now I understand bankroll management and all that, and that's thanks to all the people I named. So that's kind of an idea of all the people that inspired me. I think that's about it. Another guy I saw that I just want to touch on real quick is Matt Berkey. When COVID happened in the pandemic, there was a time where I was out of work for, I think it was 2.5 weeks. And around that time, the WSOP Online was going on, and Matt Berkey was live streaming on YouTube. I've never been on Twitch or anything like that, so I don't know about the Twitch streamers. The first person I got to see pretty much stream live and talk about his play as he'd go, who was a high-level player, was Matt Berkey. And then I came across Solve4why, Poker Out Loud, and that is just awesome. If you're an average guy like me and you don't know about Matt Berkey or Solve4why or Poker Out Loud, I would definitely suggest going on YouTube, looking up Poker Out Loud, because that's another one where they're talking about their thought processes at the table, in hand. Very cool concept he came up with. So I saw him in the horseshoe and I was close to stopping him, but like I said, I mean, he was with someone, they're talking, they're walking fast to get to the tables. I'm not trying to stop. I mean, at the end of the day, I understand at that time, these people are at work and I don't want to interrupt them while they're at work. That's the way I see it. Now, if it was just an average day walking a strip, yeah, I'd probably stop him, because I'm a fan of Matt Berkey. I know he's kind of controversial. Some people like him, some people don't, but like I said, he was putting out free content for me to see and learn from, and I'm not a big tournament player, so I got to see some of that. So as the biggest inspirations, I believe it's them fellas right there. So if they happen to see my vlog one day, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart to y'all, I thank you. Hopefully one day I can meet Jaman Burton, Brad, Owen, Andrew, Neeme. I've already met Trooper. Trooper's a great guy. But next vlog, we'll be back at the poker tables. But I just wanted to kind of give you an idea how I got to this point and what influenced me to get here. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one.